The final construction is to take a given line segment and cut it into equal parts. This is the most complex of the constructions that we do. Now, if you don't have to just bisect it into the 3 parts that they're doing here. If you bisected it into 2, you would be doing the construction that we did before, which is bisecting the line segment. This one wants it cut into 3, which is the next smallest amount of numbers. You can cut it into 4 parts, 5 parts, and so on. So we're going to begin with the line segment that they've given us in the book, and again, you can trace that so that you have this line that you want to cut into 3 equal pieces, or 4, or however many the problem is asking for. What you want to do is to create an angle by lining up with the end a certain length of space. Now, you want this line not to be too short because you know that you need to cut it into 3 equal pieces. You might want this to be a little bit longer. If you feel like it's too short to cut it into 3 pieces. It would be too short to cut it into 4 for sure. I think I can actually do a 3 if I keep it tight. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to mark off 3 identical spaces, and I want to kind of eyeball that here at the beginning before I start to kind of make sure that I'm not going to be too far or need to extend the line. All right, once I have my 3 or 4 or however many sections that I need, we are going to line up the intersection with the end of this line to create a triangle shape. And ultimately, this is the side we're cutting into 3 pieces. So now I need to create some parallels with these 3 spots. So I'm going to begin up here at the intersection, and I want to adjust my pencil so that I am creating an arc that goes through both sides, but I want to avoid going past this one because I need to work past that one anyway. So keeping it almost as tight as I possibly can with this one, I'm going to draw an arc all the way through both pieces. I want to repeat from here and from here the exact same very tight arc and bring this one out fairly far because this one went fairly far. If I don't feel like it's quite long enough, then I extend it just a little bit more. And again, I'm going to have to repeat one more time. Now this one feels like it's a little bit shy, but it's real close to the edge. It might not be. If I need to use my straight edge to extend it, I will. But then I need to measure this very wide opening because I'm copying this angle. So when I get it to make a tick mark here, I go to the intersection here. Now be careful that you don't start using these. The curves are going in opposite directions, so that does help in the eyeballing. We make an intersection and we repeat. Oh, that one's definitely not long enough. All right, so we're going to have to go back then, adjust that setting till we get it to where it was before, and extend that arc. All right. I feel like my freehanding here is going to definitely cause a problem with this end one. But we already have this line here, so we don't need to repeat it. We then look for the original arc and the intersection. This is the other reason why these are complicated. You have to make sure you're pulling the right thing. Intersection and original arc, draw a line. Oh, that's way off because they should be absolutely parallel. So my freehanding of that arc was way off because it should look more like that. So my intersection should have been over here. So we're gonna say that that was definitely wrong. And then the same thing here, the original mark and the intersection. Hopefully this one's a little more, no, it's a little off still because I should be getting, no, there, okay, it's not too bad. Should be being parallel and cutting it. All right, so when you do this with the tools, you will not have the problem that I'm having, like this is way longer than these 2 pieces. When you've done this with the actual tools, this line and this line and this line will all be the same length, having been cut into 3 identical pieces. You see what they actually did on page 40 where it came out as it should. with the actual parts being the same. And again, if you needed to do into 4 parts, I guess technically you could bisect it twice, but anything that's an odd number would need to follow this method. So perhaps 5, you would do 5 original tick marks, connect the triangle, measure this angle, and repeat, and then line up.